and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So today I'm super pumped because I'll be doing a first impression and wear test on the new Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Full Coverage Foundation. So I received this in the mail a few weeks ago and I've been holding off using it because I really wanted to test it on camera with you guys for the first time. I received the shade White 235. As can be expected from Makeup Forever, they have released this foundation range in a ton of different shades, so you get 40 in total, so there is a shade for everyone. You can see the range of shades in this pamphlet right here, and to give you an idea, the shade I picked out is the one right here. So it is one of the lighter shades. I did have this exact shade color in their Ultra HD foundation, and it's kind of like my in-between color. To give you a bit more information on the foundation and its claims, it is said to be full coverage and waterproof, and it's said to also last for up to 24 hours. The foundation is also supposedly lightweight and oil-free and doesn't cake, flake, or fade throughout the day. This foundation is said to be good for combination to oily skin types, so this should be good for me as I do have combination skin, and it is a liquid consistency. As you can see, this foundation comes in a squeeze tube, which I personally really like. It's very compact and the packaging is super lightweight, and you do get 30 ml or 1.01 fluid ounces, so this would be great for traveling as well. And this foundation retails for $48 Canadian or $38 US, and it can be purchased at Sephora, both in stores and online. In the PR box I received from Makeup Forever, I also got the Step 1 Skin Equalizer Hydrating Primer, as well as the 108 Large Foundation Brush. So I'll be putting these two products to the test as well. So I'm just gonna pin my hair back so that it's out of the way. The first product I'm using is the primer, and I'll be applying it just to the right side of my face. So I want to compare how this foundation will wear with primer and without. And moving on to the Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. So this is how the foundation comes out. It is quite liquidy, but I would also say it's kind of on the creamy side. So it's not like super runny. So I'm just going in with a little bit to start to see how well it spreads. As you can see, this foundation is a bit too light for my skin, but that's alright. Nothing bronzer cannot fix. I'm definitely going to be needing more foundation. So I'm going in with a second squeeze. And I never apply my foundation with a flat foundation brush like this one. So this is really interesting for me. But I mean, it's doing a pretty good job. And the scent of this foundation is barely there, so some foundations can be very strong, but this one is very, very faint. My neighbor just came out on her balcony, so hopefully she doesn't see me, because she's probably like, what the heck is she doing staring out the window and like talking to herself. And then I'm just bringing it down my neck. I'm not used to wearing full-on, full coverage foundations, but as you can see, I'm getting a little bit of radiance on my cheek area here and on my nose, but I think it might just be the lighting, so it is pretty full-on matte. It did cover up my redness and my scars really well, and it does not feel cakey or flaky so far, so that's really nice. It did blend out very nicely. I did have to use more product than I expected, and it does feel very light on the skin, which is really great. As of right now, I am really liking this foundation. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. This is my completed look for today. I just went with a slightly glossy lipstick to balance all this matte-ness out, and slightly shimmery eyeshadows as well. So it is currently 11:33 a.m. and my goal is to have this foundation on for the next 12 hours, and I will be doing a check-in later on this afternoon just to see how the foundation is wearing throughout the day. So I'll be doing a close-up right now so you can see what it looks like on when it's freshly applied. So it's a bit later now. It is 5:32 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for over 6 hours now. Overall, it still looks really good. Remember, this is the side where I added the primer, and honestly, I don't really notice much of a difference between the two. So here's a close-up. So this is the side where I applied primer and no primer. So I'm taking a closer look now in my handy mirror, and I can see that I am slightly more shiny on my forehead, on my nose, and on my chin, around my nose as well. Here I do look more shiny as well, but that's because I actually applied highlighter, so that was meant to be shinier. But overall, I don't see it clinging to any like dry patches. I did put this makeup through a test because I was out earlier today. I went on a walk and ran a few errands, and it was actually pretty hot and I was sweating. So considering that, it's doing pretty damn good. I was wearing sunglasses and I was taking them on and off, and I can see that the makeup on the bridge of my nose hasn't faded, which is amazing. The makeup has like melted into my skin and isn't really just sitting on the top layer, so it does really feel like it's my second skin. I won't be touching up my makeup, I won't be blotting or anything. I'm just gonna leave it as is because honestly, I usually don't really touch up my makeup throughout the day. So as of right now, I am still really digging this foundation. I will be doing one more check-in later on tonight, so we will see how this makeup holds up for another 6 hours. Hey guys, so it's time for the final check-in. I whipped out my studio lights, which I never do because I film in natural lighting. I have these like big umbrellas like basically in my face right now. So it is currently 11:36 p.m. My makeup is overall still pretty decent looking. I will do a final close-up. So as you can see, I just kind of look like a greasy mess right now. I still wouldn't be like ashamed to go out wearing this makeup, right? It's still presentable, it's just not the best it could be looking right now. Since the last check-in, my foundation has started separating around my eye, but my eyes tend to get really watery, and it probably happened from me like yawning. For the rest though, like I don't really notice it separating. Overall, this foundation I would say is not completely matte, and as the hours progress, my shine definitely started peeking through a lot more. And as I mentioned, I have combination skin. This foundation is said to be good for oily skin as well, so if you have tried this foundation and you have oily skin, I would be really curious to know your thoughts. On a scale from like 1 to 10, I would give this Matte Velvet Skin Foundation an 8.5. So that concludes my first impression and wear test on the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you would like to see more of these on my channel. This was my first time doing a wear test, and I actually really enjoyed it, but don't get me wrong, I'm so ready to wash my makeup off right now. So that's what I'm going to be doing as soon as I turn off this camera. Please like this video if you enjoyed, and I will have a blog post linked below where you can read more about this product and also see my before and after shots. You can also follow me on social media, so I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, and the list goes on. Everything will be linked below. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!